Cash next, on Cash between NiP and EnVy, and there is a whole lot of excitement surrounding this as EnVy need some points on the board to survive in the Pro League and to avoid that trip to Leicester to battle versus those teams climbing the MDL. Before we do start talking about it here at the desk, we have a special treat for you. Chad's going to be setting the scene on this one. He's away over on the studio floor. What have you got for us, dude?
Thanks, Alex. We had a clip a couple of weeks ago, a pro tip, where we were talking about AWPers and falling back. Now we have an example of that by Draken in the Pro League against FaZe. So let's check that out.
FaZe, he did that before, remember? Draken this time. This is one of his better maps, I have to say. When he's playing good, it's quite a sight to see. And here he goes. That's exactly why. Aggressive, of course, and gets the double. Takes Rain and Carrigan. Lovely stuff. As he looked to post their first round. Draken's having that.
Doesn't want to go re-peeking into Guardian. Draken's on 4. Surely he doesn't get the ace. Surely Guardian finds him here, and he does.
So you can see this brilliance coming out from Draken here. Now we're talking about aggressive AWPing. Now this is more unorthodox. You can see how aggressive he is at party, going for that standard pick, and he has Rez down there and Connector covering him so he can't get flanked. Now, when we discuss falling back with the AWP, you need to be very mindful. He gets that first kill. Here's Carrigan stampeding his way and is ready to hit that shot. Then makes his way to Connector. Now that's probably where it's a bit more unorthodox. He shouldn't be falling in that direction. He should be driving back to the site, but he gets there eventually. Now one of the things to note is this missed Molotov or late Molotov coming out here by FaZe allows him to hang around for this, allows him to go for this pick, get his first kill, catching Rain unexpectedly, and then you've got Carrigan pushing through the smoke trying to be a Rambo. The third kill coming in here is nice. Maybe a little bit overzealous. I think Draken should have fallen back earlier, but having Rez there on his side can trade out efficiently, and then he falls back to the site to get that last kill. Here we can see that missed Molotov or late Molotov. This is either lazy by Rain or the call came out. The Molotov came out a little bit too early or in that scenario late. And you can just see Draken getting it done with the AWP time and time again.
It is crazy to me just how good it looks when it works. Draken's aggression. Thank you very much, Chad. Yanko is, of course, joining us as well to continue to set the scene for this one. But just kind of hanging on that, you don't get to see Draken rounds like that all the time. You probably don't see Miss Molotovs like that all the time, but I guess as an observation, it's just the power of when everything works for NiP.
Yeah, look, you know, all the stars have to align when you're going to hit shots like that, and that going super aggressive, that's a standard pick. You expect him to be there. That's where that Molotov came in. I think something really you need to point out, when we look at the pro tip from a couple of weeks ago, it's moving back to different lines. Now, you have to be mindful that players can push up close like a smoke. A smoke's not a wall. It's not going to stop a player. It's just a visual barricade. And in that scenario, Draken was ready for Carrigan to push through, and that's the highlight of that clip for me.
No, absolutely. And Carrigan getting caught off, I mean, barrel to belly button is a little unfortunate as well. But as we venture into this one, Yanko, any thoughts on just Draken's aggression? It is fun to watch, but it's not necessarily, as Chad is already critiquing, even in his praising clip, I would have fallen back sooner.
Yeah, I think it's warranted, but that's a situation where, you know, you really need to have the presence of mind. I personally hate to see it because you did a great job, you're 5v3 for your team, and then you go into unknown territory, and if you die, well, then you're in a 4v3. Yeah, still it's good, but you don't know what's going on the other side of the map. Maybe, you know, your opponents have a forward position somewhere else. Just the fact that you're aggressive and maybe they saw Rez when they died allows them to push up long, and then you have a player less to get all the trades. I think you should always play the percentages. Just make the play that's the best for your team. He got the initial pick. A player pushed him. He killed him too. Fall back to the side. Play the numbers. 5v3. No reason to go for more.
No reason, but it did work out in the end. Now I need reasons why EnVy aren't going to lose this game because of them. I'm sure normally we'd be stuck in that dialogue of EnVy looking lost and broken.
Because they beat FaZe last week on Cash.
That's something. Okay, beating FaZe. FaZe, that, I mean, that is FaZe with Exist, right?
It is, but you know, he's not
a win's a win.
He played CS
still play Counter-Strike,
yeah, exactly. So that's my one reason I can think of.
That's a good reason, though.
EnVy keep pulling rabbits out of hats, and I know that NiP are the ones usually with the magic, but they have had these very interesting results, like what they did against North, right? They came out on the T side. I think they won that game like 16-5, 16-3, just blistering. Now, they have the ability to do that, and we finally get to see Hadji in the roster. We get to see this full team. We don't have any more XMS in there. He's finally, you know, all those issues have been cleared up, and that's a positive thing for this EnVy team. Now, sure, they're not looking pretty in Pro League, but I think, you know, these guys, when we have the likes of LDLC, AGO, etc., I don't want to see EnVyUs dropping out if we can potentially keep, you know, some of these other teams out of contention, right? So EnVyUs, I think, have room for growth, especially with what may happen with the French Shuffle in the future. If this G2 project doesn't work, the whole Shock Smith scenario, there's a lot of room for French Counter-Strike. But looking at this roster we have at the moment, some of the highlights from that FaZe game that I remember was Hadji over towards that A bomb site, just blocking it down time and time again.
Also to highlight what Chad just said is EnVyUs are bad, but they're teams out there who are even worse than them. So
Yeah.
let's keep them around to see. Maybe there are a couple of nuggets there that, you know, G2 will pick up when their project also fails.
Well, we were using lots of absolutes there, but I mean, either way, Envy versus NiP is coming up. And I think the Envy conversation is always so interesting because you've just outlined and very bluntly outlined just how poor they have looked. Admittedly, even, especially in the Pro League, they found a couple of nuggets outside of that. But sure, they've looked weak. But if you look for recipes for success, it is such a limited list of ingredients. You've got Scream needs to play like he did 2 years ago.
Yes.
RPK needs to play like he did
last
6
year.
months. Yeah,
Yeah.
6 months ago. And then Happy needs to come up with some new ideas, I guess, would probably be your outline of growth and
I
improvement.
think the ideas part was fine for EnVyUs, even with the previous lineup. I just think like there's no trio in the world that could carry Sixer and XMS at the same time. It's just too big of a burden for that lineup, and also it wears on you, right, over time, and you time and time again lose games because of some silly mistakes from certain individuals, right? Then you lose hope in the team, you lose faith into even maybe the strategies and things that are not necessarily connected with your results. So I think it will be interesting to see with this lineup. You know, it's an interesting one. You got Keo in there out of nowhere, who was on a hiatus after he was removed from FaZe. RPK back from his, you know, health issues around the major. He spent a full month or something in the US getting treatment. So it's going to be interesting whether this team wants to play together, you know, whether these players want to play with each other. If they do, then there are some of the, you know, good factors there that can give them some maybe respectable results. But if not, then you wonder what the future really holds.
There seem to be a lot of questions surrounding EnVyUs' future, but the future for NiP perhaps is bright. I mean, Chad, we've seen Dennis now in this roster for a while, and it hasn't been a tale of, well, as of late, roster change, complete plummet of results. It hasn't been the usual formula.
Yeah, things are looking pretty good for NiP. They're looking more consistent, revitalized, almost like a different team, right? Obviously, if you take your memory back to IM Oakland last year when Rez had an amazing game on this map specifically, or this is kind of where he you know, had that MVP tournament. This is one of the maps that stood out for me where he had moves that people weren't countering yet. Coming into this one here, they've had a lot of growing, that things have changed, you know, positions have potentially changed. I think that NiP as a whole, with that core trio of, and I'm not going to mention Forrest and Get Right, which is very surprising, Dennis, Draken and Rez firing on all cylinders on a pretty regular basis is a good sign. And it's weird how coming in and, you know, getting rid of Threat, someone who we thought was an extremely tactical in-game leader and had a lot of good ideas, and replacing with Pitta, it's panning out. Like, this just seems like a whole new vision for the project.
Yeah, and in fact, in this month alone, April, I've played 7 official games, 7 maps of Counter-Strike, and they haven't lost a single one.
Fantastic.
Undefeated this month. They've looked fantastic. And those are against some big names as well. FaZe, you just talked about them, of course, falling to Envy. They also fell to NiP. Gambit, very convincing wins over at ECS. And they beat Na'Vi as well, who we've just seen actually put up a fight versus Mouse Sports, at least on Inferno. So all round, the results are speaking volumes about the growth of NiP. We're actually getting to see perhaps the Draken and Rez taking control, Forrest and Get Right being the backbones, and Dennis, well, he seems to be fragging and leading at this point in time. So generally, I don't hear many complaints from the analysts.
I don't want to paint a negative picture on anything, right? Because right now in Counter-Strike, we have so many
get your
teams.
negative brush out,
everyone's
start
everyone's
painting.
gone to Mexico, you know, everyone's on their honeymoon, they're all there sitting in the resort, sipping the cocktails. Almost every team is at that point right now because there's new additions of players, right? NiP with consistently beating a lot of these teams who are in similar boats, that's a really good sign. They're having the better honeymoon. You know, they're out there, they're parasailing, they're doing
No arguments.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? There's no contempt.
Parasailing never appealed to me.
You're not really a big fan?
Have you done it?
Is getting
It
pulled
just
behind
looks like
the
you can
boat
have
on
a
the
massive
parachute.
wedgie and you'd be like, wow, look, water from height, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
also the wind makes it a bit exciting. I don't know. Cancun had that like couch thingy where you could go with like 4 people,
be
I think.
fun.
But when we were there, the sea was too wild for that
yeah.
to be
It's a
done.
bit gnarly.
For the most part of
Yeah,
it.
I think the guy was like, have you ever jet skied before? I was like, no. He was like, today's not your day.
Oh, it was
I was
really
like, oh, yep, fair enough.
pretty windy then, huh?
Yeah, it was like
choppy.
huge.
Jet skiing is
not
really
waves.
fun though.
This one?
What do they call it when there's loads of choppy?
Waves.
Yeah, I know waves. Never mind. There's a cool word for it. Wake. Thank you.
Wake's
Jeez, my
caused
dude.
by boats.
Oh, all right. Well, there's Chad there to just completely destabilize my search for a word. But back into Counter-Strike, because we are getting into this one, and we have already talked about NiP looking consistent, in fact undefeated so far, 7 games in a row, looking very, very good. But in this map specifically, now we're going into Cash, this used to be, of course we're talking a while ago, very, very strong for NiP, and this, I think we almost have to break the mold now, so much has changed with that roster since their run on Cash. still, I imagine, high up in their map pool, Yanko.
Yeah, I think it's also a matter of players just being comfortable on the map and knowing, how to rotate, knowing their timings, knowing the tendencies of each other, and doing stuff on the fly, really, without even having to communicate too much. It becomes your second nature, and it's always been a good map for them ever since. They've done even some revolutionary things like get right, checkers control, right? That's something that is a staple now, even in just pug level.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, saying that one man to keep the beast defenders busy.
Yeah, I think I just quickly brought up the map stats over the last 3 months for Envy, right? So this is with XMS playing. This isn't just with Hadji, right?
How long have they had it? I thought Hadji's been around for a while.
He was, but he had some issues. He wasn't able to play.
Okay.
Now, most teams, they'll have a map over a 50% win ratio.
Yeah, of course.
From top to bottom, with EnVyUs, Cobblestone is their best map with 37.5%. And Inferno is
best map.
Yeah, 33.3 for Inferno and Nuke respectively. Cash is their fourth with 28.6%. Now, the thing here is, Alex, these guys the wins that they have are just complete anomalies. Like, we don't even know when it's going to come, right? It's hard to quantify when they have these good games. You look at it and go, well, everyone turned up today for EnVyUs, so they win. It wasn't like the win condition is, okay, so they need to have a really good first gun round, do all this, that, and the other. There's no way that we can look at this and go, yeah, this is how they're going to win the game.
Sure, I understand that. I mean, I guess that makes our life here at the Xfinity Analyst Desk a bit more difficult, just because Envy are the unpredictable beasts, and NiP not so much. They, of course, have got that rigid structure. And talking of rigid structure, Yanko, this is a structured desk segment. Prediction. I've got nothing to say.
I had no idea where that was going.
I like
prediction, Alex. NiP wins 16-11.
Closest to the actual score.
Without going over?
A handful of Haribo.
Oh. 16.
Or any gummy sweet.
16-8.
16-8, 16.
NiP.
Okay. Giving NiP a little bit less credit.
Do the casters get to play too?
They do, indeed. In fact, let's go ahead and introduce them because I've got nothing left to say because we've just said Envy are going to lose. Hi, Lauren Pansy Scott, Henry Greer. Predictions, closest gets a handful of Haribo.
I'm going to say there's a chance Envy can win this. Remember, 2 weeks ago, they did beat FaZe on this very map, and they kicked things off. It was like a 16-8 victory as well. I'm going to say EnVyUs can do it just to be a little bit different.
You're just being flippant.
Yeah, just to be that.
You're just being that guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go more extreme. I'm gonna go 16-6 to NiP.
Whoa, okay.
I'm gonna take the whole
you've got
lower region.
The lower region. These
Exactly
two,
what I like,
neck
apparently.
and neck for the double digits.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm excited. All right, well,
All for a handful of Haribo.
I'm actually desperate to hear your critical analysis of how this one's going to play out, so I guess I'll just leave it with you guys.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's going to be Cash, high fragging map. I agree with Chad. The thing is with EnVyUs results, there's no consistency to it. It's all a lot of different things happening every single week. Like I said, they took down FaZe and then Shocker, but that was when Exist first came into the lineup.
Right.
So I'm not sure how this one's going to go down. NiP, certainly a staple team on Cash. They are well established on it. Their 1 point was their very best map. They're unstoppable. They'll still have those core fundamentals. Dennis now at the helm of the team. So you'll see things a little bit different, but ultimately they should be comfortable on the map, especially with Draken AWPing. I think that's the main problem for EnVyUs right now is they don't really have an AWPer. It's happy, picks it up from time to time.
It's an absolute train wreck of a lineup at times, but we'll see. I hope Chad, he's really into the stats right now. I want to find out the stats since Dennis has joined that lineup, how many pistol rounds they've actually won in comparison to prior. Chad, get on it. He's nodded. He said yes. He's very excited by the prospect. But yeah, NiP on the T side, Envy on the CT side, and if you want to see an Envy game, you want to see it from the very start. It's the indicator of players just being on point, right? It's as simple as that. Getting things going for themselves nicely. However, that's not the beginning you're looking for. Scream with a lovely shot towards Dennis, and the follow-up as well. Forest looks a little worse for wear as Hadji chimes in for one, but it's Rez to keep things together for now, but only down to these two boys, and that's not bad at all. Rez going to take things further, but Keo doing the dance, and he just has that slightly better move to it.
Well, there we go. It's Scream to get it done towards the highway, going for the A split there. NiP do not even get the bomb down. Rez gets a couple of frags, Draken with one. Dennis unable to do much with the Glock there. Like Lauren said, he is considered one of the best pistol players in the game. Can't really find what was required there. Scream gets it done. Aim looking good. Like I said, Cash is one of those maps EnVyUs do seem to, from time to time, look very good on. I'll have a mixture of SMGs and rifles here. It's going to be 3 rifles, in fact, 2 M4s and a FAMAS. UMP and the MP9 coming out as well. Happy in a bit of trouble here. Doesn't have to commit to this frag. Really wants to try and take down Draken. Takes him to 15 points of health, but then will fall back as it all calms down a little bit. Only 1 smoke available as Hadji starts to push towards A main, trying to take down Rez there. As the smoke goes down, another dink coming in down to 1 HP, but Dennis, that's why he's so good. Finds Happy in the middle there and will take him right down. 5 versus 4.
Watching Dennis play with this is just phenomenal, and that follow-up is perfection. Scream gets punished. Does anyone else fancy their odds? Because I certainly wouldn't by this point.
Yeah, RPK is considering it towards the connector right now. He sits in wait and will be getting anything. He certainly does. Takes a lot of damage in response, but he does at least shut down Dennis. He was on a bit of a tear there.
Yeah, it feels like if he starts going, if he starts feeling it, it just kind of builds and builds. But really, Hadji's your key factor here. It can be great or it can be awful, and that flash is perfect for him. Plays off the back of it very well. And now Rez being dealt with has kind of quelled all possibility of NiP really salvaging much from this round. It's still, you know, damage to be done for Draken, but, I mean, this is looking very unlikely. Very well recovered by RPK playing that one through there, and a good flash to help out that round.
Absolutely. 2-0. EnVy, after losing 2 Deagle frags at the very start, do recover. Nice reaction to getting towards A main. Good flashbangs. It was Hadji had to step up there. Gets the 2 kills required, and then the 1 HP player in towards the squeaky door area could do nothing about it. And there we have it. It will be NiP with just Glocks and 1 Deagle here. So now to Dennis after getting 2 frags in the previous round. He gets an extra $600 compared to his teammates. So can certainly justify that. You can see his money is pretty much exactly the same as everyone else. Almost impossible chance really for them to do much of this. Just a note, Pitta is the coach now of NiP. If you weren't familiar, maybe you haven't been following them as closely. Threat stepped down to focus on more real life projects. Had enough of the whole coaching thing. And allowed Pitta to come back in again. He was actually part of the squad that won the major for NiP.
Yep.
Way back in 2014, and actually was the coach for them there. So hoping to bring back some of that NiP magic, potentially. But for now, I'll just have to sit back and wait. Not really much they can do with this round, I'm afraid. Scream with the MP9 up close and personal, backed up by Happy.
I've just got a cup of tea dropped off me. Bless you, Henry.
Yeah.
Nice of you to use the cough button, but I like to highlight it, as we're seeing the highlight from Scream here. Lovely work through middle, obviously against a team who has very little to play with, aside from Glocks, but Scream always makes it look good. He puts on a show for us. And, well, Hadji takes that final kill from him, but bomb planted for NiP, very surprising and excellent work from them, considering there was 5 alive against them.
Yeah, all things considered, that's about as good as it's ever going to get. So, Glocks, no nades, no armor, getting the bomb down, that's absolutely fine by me. And then we'll have an extra $800 per player. Scream, though, maybe a little bit disappointed with that, considering the hard work he put into this round. Managed to get 4 kills in total, 2 of which were very nice for the USP, but they still let the bomb go down. Why the bomb site's open with 4 kills coming in, I couldn't really tell you, Lauren, but some people get a bit too excited sometimes, you know? Either way, first gun run coming in. Draken only just about gets the AWP out, no armor, so that bomb was absolutely everything for NiP there. We'll go towards A, looking like quite a heavy setup here. 4 players on this side of the map. Hadji has been trying to find these initial kills, will do so once again. He gets away, but only for so long. Dennis takes him down eventually. Wallbang dink towards Scream there. Full spray from Rez, takes him down to 17 HP. He won't be aware perhaps, but still lots of damage inflicted as we enter the 4-on-4.
Yeah, massive damage down. That's going to put Scream in a big disadvantage in any sort of 1-2-1-5. Obviously, the AK still does so much damage initially. It may be negated, but still, even just mentally having to play on that HP is always damaging. Now, let's look at what's left of this hold, because it looks like NiP is still going to press forward the issue here. You do have the AWP coming over as well. Draken's going to be on the way, and now the flashes come through, and Happy still waits. Patient as ever. Known for the lurking, but this time he's going to get to the forefront of this hit. Swaps out Rez, but the timing is great. NiP springboard off the back of this, but they do not expect RPK around the side. And Dennis falls foul to it, and the follow-up from towards Draken is excellent as well. It's a 2v2. The bomb will be planted, however, and Rez and Forest have to hold this one together.
RPK pinning in the man hours there. Got 2 frags, at least made this round a possibility for them. This is up to NiP now to go for the boost. Not one that's going to work out too well for them. They know exactly where Rez is off the back of that boost. He needs a double spray down right here, but he has been tagged up. Can he get the double? He cannot. It's going to be Kiyashima to win the 1 versus 1 there. Get the full defuse. And there it is, 4-0 for EnVyUs. What a play that was from RPK. The fact he got 2 kills out of nothing was very impressive indeed. Kiyashima will find the AWP to finish things off. And here's the play. Wasn't the cleanest or most impressive frags, but absolutely everything there to get the 2nd kill. That one there. Take the AWP out of Draken's hand and make the retake at least a possibility. Nice idea from NiP to go for the boost towards short, but great shot from Scream, even with the low HP. Keeps it in the round. Bomb planted there for NiP with the 4th state loss bonus means they can keep buying. But Draken, once again, no utility whatsoever. Dennis with 1 flashbang, that is it. As we get into round number 5 here. Nades deployed. Dennis will be flashing in towards the B storage and trying to shut down any aggressive players there that was Scream. But he is quickly neutralized by Draken. 4-on-4 again.
Very aggressive starts from both of these teams. It's so scrappy when you watch this play out. Envy, maybe that's playing well to them for now. Happy just gets caught up. Not able to get away. The timing between the highway pressure and Rez playing through door just kind of creates that pinch. That means he can't really get away. And mid control does go over to NiP, which now puts strain towards Hadji. But RPK has been the saving grace of this EnVyUs side. Looking to do the work through middle. The timing is, again, you can't beat that sort of timing, whether it be feel or just luck. It works. Dennis breaks in through highway, picks up an AWP, but Rez in the meantime going to try and make the most of this time, but it may be on a little bit of a limit, but that's a shot and a half. Up and over we go as RPK left in a 1v. Oh my god, there's a world in which I saw that happening, but runs out of bullets.
Yeah, that's the problem with the M4A1S. In those sort of scenarios, as soon as you get that one kill, there's only be a 3 or 4 bullets left in the clip, and it can be to your demise a lot of the time. So there we have it, 4-1. NiP win the round. The 2 players surviving means they're going to be hamstrung going forward. Good news is, though, Team Envy still struggling. The rounds have been very tight indeed. So could have one player in the form of Scream just down to the CZ, but there are double AWPs available. Happy and Kiyoshima trying to shut down. Draken will be up against them here. Fast boost from Forest. No utility to stop his rampage towards middle, but Happy is in waiting spot, so I think that's his only chance he's going to get there. He'll have to fall back after taking a blind shot towards the boost position. Number 6 now. As Happy will try and be a little bit more active here. You can see there's almost no utility or defuse kits. They do need to find an early kill where possible. Draken will wait for the smoke to go down here. Can't really challenge until that's dissipated. RPK, a bit more of an up-front position now. He's got someone behind him as well. He's got Kia behind him with the AWP, so they get 2 chances as the smoke comes in.
Oh, I want to almost see this from RPK or Kia's perspective. RPK's been so integral in these rounds, and do they check on it? Surely they do. No, Dennis had to take a double check on that, but he did get the job done. And in the meantime, we saw Draken take down Kia. I'm not sure if that was through smoke or if a little bit of a peek came out by the checkers side of things, just in between the gaps in the smoke. But with such an advantage and such a lean now, looking at where the last of the EnVyUs players are, this is a round kind of signed, sealed, and delivered. I don't think anything's going to come away from this.
Certainly, they're just going to save at this point, especially with the money being so low. Keep 3 players alive. Only Scream with a pistol there, to be fair. But Happy and Hadji have got an AWP and M4A4 respectively, so they'll be happy to save those weapons. It's up to Scream as to whether he can upgrade his pistol. I don't think he can. Saving the Kevlar and CZ is not the best, but not the worst. It'll be for us to try and shut down any sort of transitional players here. Is anyone in towards A main? That's the question. He'll have the answers as he makes his way in. Those players are towards the squeaky door, so X-ray can be a little bit misleading in that respect. Happy has been spotted. Just wants to bait in Hadji here. Go for a real tight angle. Bait out the shot, then he'll hide in the corner. Hopefully allow Hadji to set himself up through the wall, though. And his Dennis presumably have to go down as well. Hadji could have pulled the trigger, but stays alive. That's the headline for him. So 3 players do survive, like we said. Scream with just a pistol. Money's still good for NiP. This might be a pause at this stage while they work out how they're going to operate here in round number 7. AWP for Happy. He's not considered a superstar AWP. He's not like the players you saw earlier, like Simple, Oscar, for example. He won't be carrying this round, but if he can position himself in a smart manner, just get that 1 frag, stay alive, take the attention away from the CZs, that could be enough.
Certainly could be. See how he operates with this now. Could definitely use a bit of a bailout in this round. Scream CZ in middle is going to be certainly under severe scrutiny as already players starting to build up. As you can see them working their way through from their middle side. Happy does deliver on that front, finding Forest, but the reply from the grave, the Molotov does the job, and it's Hadji who does have the rifle here, so if they did go towards A, there would still be plenty of threat available. But the bomb left down by Spawn, NiP taking a second or 2, Dennis just outdoes Hadji straight up, so that is the A site completely under wraps.
Well, looks like those weapons will be pretty ineffective here. Will be Dennis trying to shut down the round. He's got nothing to take out of their hands, just to assert his dominance. He'll be ready to hit that shot towards CT, and Kiyoshima is trying to bail out with the Deagle. I'm pretty sure he goes down here. Draken's already waiting in T-spawn. It should be quite a simple shot. Doesn't hit it, but ultimately knows where he is and pretty much has signed his death warrant at this point. Can just pull the Deagle out here. This could still go wrong. Oh, he's going to die. Oh, gets it. Rez has to bail him out. He'll be happy with that one. 8K for Draken now as they win 3 in a row. 4-0 converted to 4-3. A timeout comes in, and money should be starting to stabilize now for Team EnVy.
Yeah, I think it's a technical as Forrest disconnected possibly. I'm not 100% sure, but he was...
It's first of the evening. We're doing pretty well up till now.
Great.
Yeah.
Save it till the end when I'm feeling very sleepy. But it's always exciting to see these teams. I know it sounds weird because then you know, one's in a much better shape than the other, but EnVy are always exciting to watch, right? It's one of those that sometimes it can be the kind of car crash waiting to happen, but when it works, to watch them play individually is so exciting for me. Like, you see RPK have those big games, and it's just, you know, instantly hit with that wave of nostalgia, and then you get Scream having those beautiful moments. So many of those players can have so many great times, so you kind of hope you see that for the sake of the really good game that can come out, because NiP, they're starting to get stable, starting to look good, starting to look as a collective. So it's good fun to have that kind of explosive element when you look at Envy and see if that's maybe going to be the case. But for now, sadly, their money has been depleted. It's been kind of pushed back to not necessarily square one, but it's certainly not in the finest of forms. We'll see if they can make something out of it, see if they can get some guns away. Maybe make it a little costly, a bit of a flash in from Highway if there's any contact. It's not the worst approach in the world. Ooh. Nade is lovely, though. Scream, Kyo, and Hadji feeling the burn of that one.
Yeah, disastrous grenade. Guaranteed round at this point. Bomb we planted in towards B. RPK trying to retake middle, but Forest is waiting in the vents. Perfectly set up here. NiP will not be giving up much this round. Forest, it's just up to him if he wants that bloodlust. He's got so much discipline, though, not even giving them a chance to take him down. In terms of what they can save, PD50 CZs, Hadley's got some Kevlar. So I guess that's something. RPK will look towards event here, but nothing given away by Forest whatsoever. Now he adjusts his angle. CTs, to be fair, not giving much away either. There's any mistakes made. RPK probably gets the kill now. There it is. It's actually Kiyoshima to take it down, so he'll get an AK out of this.
Rez?
Rez, okay.
Did he... What?
Right. Is he going for wallbangs?
I don't know. I just don't think he was aware that maybe Forrest died. I don't know. Maybe miscommunication or something.
Well, surely if you die there, you shout the word vent. That's what you just say. Oh, vent.
You'd imagine so, wouldn't you?
That's all you have to say.
You'd imagine Rez would have turned around.
Vent.
It's a very short word. Unless in, like, Swedish, it's got, like, a lot more syllables.
Sure, maybe.
Maybe that's why. Like, vent to the point.
You could have done that thing, like, you know, sometimes when you want to vent in another meaning. First, you would go, oh, that guy just really...
Why is he there?
What's he doing? And he's like, and then you vent. Like, you could do one of those, I guess. That looks what it would have to me.
It's the typing in chat of clean comms, please, guys.
Yeah.
And Alex then only goes silent and picks up the AWP. It's a tough time.
We've all been there a few too many times.
We've felt that feeling. But yeah, that could be an interesting one. I'm wondering what happened there, because that felt like miscommunication. But this will be interesting to see how it goes forward now, because, you know, window of opportune moments now begins. NiP back at, you know, level pegging, but still happy. Looks towards middle. Dennis on the other side of things. Get right, not far off either, but NiP not in a particular hurry. Bomb still obviously back in their side of middle. One smoke comes in. Not going to do the crisscross just yet or anything beyond that. It's all just kind of defining very small angles, see if they fancy working with it. It plays Forrest in so damn well. Look at this guy. Flash comes in, but he's not going to be deterred right now, as there are still two players towards the A site, kind of boxed in by this point.
Round 9. Molotov's deployed. Rez with another headshot, though, looking very poised. Dennis probably goes down here. Certainly does. RPK can't get the second, blinded by the smoke, and he will get it eventually. Still competitive within this round. 4 rounds in a row, though, for NiP, remember. Now it's a 3 versus 2 retake. Envy certainly have dropped off the pace level, which they established at the beginning. Boost up towards quad. It looks like this round might be out of the EnVyUs wheelhouse at this point. Get right, still boosted up. He's pretty much good for one frag here. It's very difficult to take him out of this round. Oh, incendiary though, that works. I'll still be going for it. Flashbang's effective as well. RPK could get this frag. He looks like he almost certainly will now. He'll get traded out, and Kiyoshima thinks better of it and decides to fall back and to save the Deagle. The M4A4 bomb too far gone now, and he won't even survive. Rez with another stunning headshot takes him down the AK-47. 5 in a row. As maximum loss bonus is achieved, they are just going to straight up buy. A couple of players there will be real under purchase. So you can see Hanshy's got 1 flashbang. Kevlar, happy 3,500. He can get like a UMP maybe. I don't think the buy here was the best call for them, but they'll give it a... It's actually not too bad. 3 and 4s, 2 for masses. Utility's okay. Let's see if they can make this one work. Double did it here, round number 10. We get deep into the first half.
Ooh, look at this play from NiP. It's a very heavy A-lean. They've got everyone essentially that wants to squeak, but still, this could be a quick hit. Not sure how this is going to bode, considering mid-control was kind of begun by Envy, but they might have to kind of scrap that one and adjust off the back of this, but good damage dealt. Rez taken down to 17 HP. Draken got a little bit tagged up as well. And this isn't bad. You know, you'll take every victory you can get at this point. Probably a counter boost going to come out in middle at some point, see if they pop them over there, but for now we continue to look towards A, as Dennis has kind of worked his way out a little ahead of the curve here, getting towards that boost spot. Smokes in, But Hadji's the one who's probably going to get the most contact, if not happy here, as they do begin to cross. But Dennis, hyper aware of this situation. Hadji now gets called upon to deliver, and deliver he does. It's Rez to help out, however. Finding a bit of work on his own teammate. Not what you want to be seeing. A 3v3 now begins.
Here it comes. Terrorists will still be right at the mouth of the bomb site. Hadji cowering in the corner there. He's got his teammate with him. Get right tries to sneak past him. Forrest in a nice position here. Even better shot. RPK still alive and kicking though. This is the kill that really decides it. Lovely work by Forrest. Bomb to be planted, and look how far away Kiyoshima is. Unfortunately for him, that could be the round in that position alone. He's got the FAMAS, no kit, no nades. And he's still really far away from the situation as the bomb goes down. Has to find some very quick kills. Only a FAMAS in front of him. That's not going to help things out at all. And that should be it. Draken, nice shots. Maximum loss bonus that round. And even more so here. But that's not really enough on the CT forces. There's no bonus cash to be picked up, like the bomb going down on the T side. Forrest, really great work here. Let's take that on RPK as well. What a shot that was.
Very nice. You get a bit of a classic showing. You got Forrest doing quite well, doing some nice work for himself, and then you get RPK doing just the same thing. And
Yeah.
Always fun, always fun. CZ's galore, but we did question that purchase maybe coming through was a little bit weaker than imagine Envy would have wanted, but still went for it. Get right putting on a show by B, showing as much presence as he can, and it does seem like a heavy lean here, bit of a stack towards B from Envy, but there's still players towards Connector, that being happy, and you do have Scream behind him with the Deagle and the Flash, so there is still that, but A is completely vacant of players. No one playing present on that one as the Molotov goes towards Connector. Happy, inspects, ensuring that it doesn't spread towards him. As the 3 players from NiP do build their way up highway and just hoping that the timing's right.
There we go then. A side's pretty much ran over. That's going to be the round, I'm afraid. As Dennis will be looking for any frags he can get. It's actually Forrest and him bickering over kills in CT spawn there. It's going to be Forrest to take it down. Happy just to know 4 kills. And Get right, only 2, but they have won 6 rounds in a row at this point. Probably 7. All things considered. Here's the CTs trying to hold on to any Kevlar and upgraded pistols they've got at this point. Not looking too good. 4-0 up to then losing 7 rounds in a row.
Yeah, it's not the most pleasant of feelings when you put it that way. It's funny how the scoreline never quite dictates. If you just tune in, you're like, oh, close game. And then Dennis there, going to take Happy away from Connector as the last 2 players, RPK and Hadji, want to keep hold of that armor, those CZs, but NiP are on a bit of a tear, but that might be a bit of an overreach. You don't want to get hap-handed in this situation, considering money's not phenomenally perfect in the end for NiP. It's stable now, like they're fine. They're on like 8k. It's hard for that to become a factor, but pause comes in, probably a tactical at this point. I can't imagine there's any technical issues, and it probably well suited now for Envy. If it is theirs, curious as to if it is the case.
7-4.
Oh, it's looking technical.
It is looking a bit technical, isn't it?
Oh.
No,
Tactical.
There we go.
All right.
So you do get 30 seconds, very similar rules to what you'd see at big events. It's a bit harder to referee this one. Anyone really can talk at any time. I don't think they'll be monitoring the coach's activity. That's been an absolute nightmare to track all the options he'd have available to him to do whatever he wants.
Just standing behind them.
Yeah, exactly. There's not really much you can do about this. But we try and keep it as consistent with the offline rule sets as we do online.
Can you imagine it wouldn't necessarily benefit the team utilising their coach just for the online and then obviously fumbling?
Sure, but it's like this is all about learning what to do in certain situations, right? So he's not going to sit there in silence. Like, then they can hopefully learn from his insight and then take it to the offline events.
You'd hope so. Oh, Forrest, where was that? Is that just straight out middle? I don't know if it was through smoke maybe, or just, maybe the nade and then the follow-up could have really hindered him there, but you can see plenty of presence from Envy towards middle.
Yeah, going to be actively challenging that area. 3 players there, Happy move the AWP towards the highway position, screaming towards the connector position. Let's get right. The guy's described his checker control as somewhat legendary. He does take down Kiyoshima there with a real clinical headshot. 4-on-4. Takes the advantage right back.
The one thing I love about Get Right playing towards B is so self-sufficient. If he has that utility, if he does that, he's drawn 3 players over to this site now. He does have Draken there with him, bear in mind. He is playing back by Sunroom. He fell back when he got full flash, but so much presence can be kind of achieved from that. And look at then Dennis's position in response. He's got himself through connected. No one else is here. Hadji's solo on A. Where'd you take yourself, though? Do they expect this? Scream seems to have an idea that could be a possibility. He will find Dennis. Good work from him. But now where does this spur NiP on towards? Where's the response?
First round in 7 for Envy. They have the advantage now for at least a few more seconds. We'll see what happens. Get Right is towards short. Hanty playing in front of the Molotovs here, making a lot of noise towards the A bomb site. And will be res to go down first. That's surely going to be guaranteeing the round, but Get Right still alive. Lurking as ever. Finds one. Can't get the second. No timing. Slightly eludes him there. And Draken will go for a desperate plant. And I say desperate because it's very fitting. That's a nice shot though. And surely Happy won't be pushing him in. Oh no. Oh, it almost happened, Lauren.
Tag!
He actually hit him. He actually hit him. Can you imagine? That would have been one of those epic clutches of the day if he managed to pull that one off. Not quite though. Close. Very close for No Cigar.
Great attempt. There's very few occasions in CSGO you go, that was a good attempt.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good attempt. That final shot.
Well, the thing is,
Did
as well,
he leg him or something? Like,
yeah, he no scope, like legged him, like hit right in the shin, the knee or the shin, I think.
Bloody hell.
If they lose this round, Envy, they really are done for. They'll have no money left for the last 2 rounds. They need to win this one out. Forest, unfortunately, does take down Scream straight away. Looking for a second as well. Happy does blow his head off. Takes substantial damage himself. Still a 4-on-4. There's the AWP of EnVyUs coming into the forefront.
Henry, did you ever go to a Wimpy when you were younger?
Yes.
Does that remind you of a Wimpy, that gun that RPK is
I'll need
currently
to see it
holding?
again. Don't tell me just yet. Wait till I see it. Then I'll...
Happy. Holding down middle. 2 players here. And, he turns the flash. And actually, Dennis just clearly didn't see him. Simple as that. Does manage to find the kill. Draken does reply, but by now you're going to see the B site now being questioned. Kyo is on site, so he can still buy a lot of time here. He has no flash, he has no utility, so straight 1-to-1 fights, but any time he can buy for support to get here is vital. Good flash comes in from a teammate, and great kills from Kyo, just to really drag it home. But what is this? Res!
Oh.
Again, how close are these rounds getting? The scoreboard does not tell how close NiP have been getting the last couple of rounds here. We've had 2 moments where the tag comes in, but the frag goes to Envy's way. So again, credit to Envy for getting the job done, but their money is going to be so close to that wire now.
What was your favourite thing on the menu at Wimpy?
Oh god, what was it? I used to like the weird...
I know what you're going to say.
I can't say it.
The Big Bender. It's cool. Yeah.
I was just like the weird. As soon as I said the weird sausage thing, I was like, oh, it's the.
Yeah.
I also like the corn burger thing.
Yeah, I don't remember
Like,
that.
it
I
was
used to
like a
like
weird
they used to have things like
chicken
epic milkshakes. So
Oh,
I
they're
used to
so
get those.
good.
And
Yeah,
Wimpy's
Wimpy
definitely-
was great.
I think there's probably a couple left in the UK, but
Yeah, I think there's one still on my high street back home,
Nice.
just like holding on for
Yeah, I
dear
guess
life.
they like in some like suburbs of London, they'll still be kicking around.
Literally,
Yeah. Yeah.
just suburban, living the dream. Oh dear. And when you see the gun, you'll understand. Sadly, RPK this time does not have a actual M4. He's let me down.
The Clarion comes out. Happy, good shot. And we'll be well answer back here. I was expecting Dennis to go for the peak, and it looks like EnVyUs are back on their feet as they find a few more kills. 5-on-3 in their favor. Forest waiting for rotations, and he'll get them, but RPK doesn't have the challenges whatsoever. We discussed this idea in the RV game. He can't give opportunities when you get these huge advantages, and he'll get 2 frags back. What a shot that was from Dennis. They isolate their rotating CTs. With the smoke, Happy gets another, though. Not for long. Dennis and Forest going to town. Bomb down, 40 seconds. Kiyoshima tagged up. What's the play? Dennis just wants to charge him down. He will win the round, 8-6, and money should be completely wrecked for the CTs, and indeed it is. And there we go. They'll be on pistol to finish things off here, 8-6. We're not going to see his M4 again, so you might as well tell me at this point. What did it look like?
Oh, I don't even know how to describe it. It was like the artwork that was on the walls or like the seats. It was this horrible like 90s like triangular.
I know what you mean.
You know,
actually,
it's one of those sort of vibes. If we can get just
like
a
you'd see
replay of
on
his
the
gun.
bus, like
On the chairs.
On the chairs, yeah. Okay.
Absolutely, like-
just to hide as many stains as possible. You have the most horrible
London
graphics.
Underground.
Yeah, exactly. You can't see any of the
Oh,
stains.
just the brown checkers of any original underground trains. However, back to topic. Actually, this round is going to be probably quite one-sided, if I'm honest.
You never know. The Eagles.
No?
We'll see.
All right, Hank.
You never know. As we get into
Oh.
Scream. Ready and waiting. I told you, Lauren, you never know. As he looks to get his 3rd. Not quite. RPK chimes in, though. 3 versus 2. Happy in a position to get another. Does some damage, but not quite going to find the kill. RPK certainly does. And like I said, Lauren, you never know. It's 3 versus 1 for EnVyUs, as Forest will go down eventually. And there we have it. 8-7. But to be fair, EnVyUs had that 4-0 start. They don't win the half, but at least make it competitive. NiP in pretty good stead as they switch over to the CT side. Well, there we have it.
So production, obviously the most valuable replay you could show us right now would be RPK's gun. If you could make that happen, that'd be very cool. Thank you. No, this is Scream.
You might see a replay.
Come on.
of it, you never know.
Come on. We're hoping. We're praying. This is all very exciting news, but, you know. Oh. Okay. Well, for now, no replays. Replays are done. They're over with.
Oof. Well, NiP in the pistol now. Dennis on the CT side. The USP.
Ooh.
He's got some of his most iconic clips on this particular map.
Can you say a phrase for me, Henry? Can you say tantalizing prospect? It's my favorite Henry G line.
Is it? What a tantalizing prospect that is to have Dennis with the silenced USP. We'll get into it and we'll see whether they can get anything done here. Either way, getting into the next round. There will be smokes, flashbangs available. And there'll be smokes deployed. Dennis with the P2000 now, changing things up from map to map, it seems. And get right. Can see a couple crossover, but can't find the shot. So Lauren really struggling now. Might as well go for it. He's low HP. 1 to be exact. He gets the 1 that's required. RPK can't cleanly finish things off, but Dennis certainly can. And they're in a 4 versus 3 situation.
Seeing him with the P2K, you know the fans are going to be picking that one up if he's going to start running it. Forrest dives in into the loving arms of Keo. Very Disney-esque. And Keo in a 1v3 now. Make it a 1v2.
He can do this, Lauren. He can do this.
If Henry believes, I believe.
That was the shot. That's not going to happen, and it will be NiP to pick up the pistol. They are certainly the favourites coming into this one. EnVy have put up a decent fight so far, certainly not over. We'll see whether they can get anything else done here. There will be presumably the force spy coming in on the T side. No bomb planted, of course. Could go for the French eco and get Khalil's in the third. I think that's what they're going for. Oh, no, Kirishima changed his mind. It was looking quite promising then. I call it the French ecos. G2 do it sometimes. They take a full eco after not getting the bomb down the second round and get AKs out in the... Khalil's out in the third. Just to kind of mix things up. The unexpected play.
Ooh. Is this unexpected anymore these days? I don't know if it is. Certainly not now. Good damage towards Scream, but Drake in there. He hasn't actually left. He's hovering around the entrance. He's gone back in, and Keo has absolutely steamrolled them. Drake and Get Right are absolutely gutted by how that's gone. Look at the HP left on Keo and Scream, but they are still alive. But it does bode well for the UMPs that do sit with NiP at this point.
Yeah, you're right.
The bomb yet to be planted, it's still going to be very tricky, especially with that Molotov coming in to deny it further.
Yeah, that Molotov just buys him a bit more time, and it might not even come back down to that. Happy hits another one, and we're going to see Rez in the 3 versus 1. They're trying to get out of there with the bomb, and Rez does find another. Scream still very low. It's down to Happy here. Keeps finding damage. Don't have to rush the plant here. Scream trying to rotate through, but making a ton of noise here. He thinks they've gone towards B. Rez will be incorrect in that manner, and it looks like the round will be going in favour. Scream has heard the rotations. Happy, you can see, goes back towards the bomb site. It's going to be a clean kill for Scream. And there we have it. EnVy do win the force buy in response after losing the pistol. Force buy now for NiP. Get right, 6 and 13. Forrest, 8 kills. Anyone lacking on the EnVy side? Not really. Top fragging there is RPK at 18 kills and 13. Always very solid on cash.
Interesting choices being made by NiP throughout this one. I'm kind of surprised they've had moments, advantages where they've kind of let themselves, I don't know, become a little bit more vulnerable than expected, but it has created a fun atmosphere, at least for EnVy now, to kind of springboard back into this game. Now, Deagles galore, CZs aplenty, and we will be seeing what they can get done here. EnVy looking for anyone trying to play out of place, anyone willing to make a mistake to give them that great opportune moment to try and get into either of these sites or even build mid-control. But nothing's for free at this point. There's a lot of danger on that NiP side. Rez spots one out towards middle. Scream. Doesn't fancy taking too long. That is great from Scream. What a headshot. Takes down Rez, puts him in his place. As now the rest of NiP prepare themselves for the rest of the hit to come through.
Here we go. Full spy from NiP. Doesn't look too promising right now. They already have lost Rez. RPK looking to get another. Not quite. Dennis does get tagged up.
Well, cool. Dennis is on B. Don't go here. Just leave. Happy gets told off for even considering it. Don't go near the deadly Deagle player. It's very simple.
Yeah, he is disgusting with that gun, isn't he?
It's actually filth. Now, problem is, they're actually deciding to go to B. Now, he's made an error. He's picked up the gun. He does have a smoke by a little bit of time on this
Oh,
one,
about
but you can see
25
them
seconds is quite an interesting
going in.
smoke.
Yeah, indeed. Now, let's look at where the other players are coming from NiP. They're now going to spring right back around. He does get caught in the heels. The timing is not great, and Forrest tries to make it count, but he just can't make the shots come through. And it will be just about recovered in the end by Envy. They do keep 3 alive, and they will get the round on the board.
Happy with that. EnVyUs do tie things up at 9-9. Looks like an eco now for NiP. EnVyUs to take the lead. Remember, there was a young man on the desk who did say Envy could win.
I don't remember
Name
that.
escapes me now, but sure we'll be happy after this. Either way, full eco. It's for PT50 purchase. That's about it. That's in the hands of Rez. Obviously rushing B with 4 players from what I can see. Let's go for a stack. Maybe get the boost at the back of the bomb site. Hoping that someone just makes a grave error and just rushes the B site. There is presence there from Team Envy at least. And G to lead the charge with the Mac 10. Remember, PT1000s, PT50s. And silence USPs as RBK makes his way towards the bomb site. Nothing being traded out just yet. Forrest gets 1, but that's probably all he gets. Kirishima takes care of that, and it will be a 4 versus 1. Dennis. I don't think the pistol will save him at this point. PT1000 in hand. And that should be it.
No, I'm not much of a believer. But does his best. Happy outdoes him. Envy. Right back into things here. NiP, considering they are meant to be the masters of consistency, seeming a little inconsistent at this point, but we'll see if that can be recovered here. This is RPK leaping into action.
Quite literally.
Big fan of that. Love a bit of movement with shooting. You know, brings me back to my days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Running gun, jumping and gunning.
It's majestic.
No scoping and jumping.
Oh yeah, that's my
That's
favorite.
the classic.
That's the real pinnacle.
Yeah.
The ladder stall, YY, I don't know what that means actually. That was actually never part of what I was part of. But you know what? It sounds spicy. Speaking of spicy, this hit towards B's looking pretty darn good. All right, let's see what they've got. Split in through middle. You've got players under pressure. Rez certainly up to task, though. Deals with players coming out through checkers. The flash is also pretty good. This is a huge error as NiP completely shut the book on this round without breaking a sweat, really.
There you have it. Double digits. Fast B split. And it's completely wrecked by Rez there. Manages to get the full spray down. Money's still available, of course, for Team Envy after getting 3-0 here. Starting to dwindle at this point. They maybe have 1 more buy left if they can get the bomb down this round. That's a tall order, though, up against the AWP Draken. That's the best weapon on CT side.
Certainly viable. So far. Envy looking like A might be the end goal, but plenty of time to play with. No rush here to be had. They've got utility. They want to drag that obviously out of NiP as well. Dennis getting a little restless in middle. Smoking in, pushing up. Always up for a fight as well.
Time ticking away, but Envy, slow default here. Not going to really be giving much away at all. Looks like they're focusing towards A. Some sort of split, maybe boost 1 player up. Happy normally likes to be in those sort of positions. Boosted up, left to his own devices. And Kirishima, without his teammates' blessing, makes his way through the smoke, and it's a fantastic play, but one that only finds 1 frag. And is that a fake? Is it a ruse? Doesn't seem like it. Get right. Does do substantial damage through the smoke there. Gets himself on the ladder, and it looks like EnVyUs got their work cut out for him here. After Kirishima only gets 1 kill, no one to trade out with him. They're going to have to work hard for these frags. Bomb not being planted just yet, but RPK finding headshots aplenty. AK-47 doing great work, but Hadji and himself are low HP.
Alright, Rez, Dennis playing back into this one. Molotov towards the site, going to make it tricky. Rez with the nade does find RPK down to the 2v2. Envy's players are basically locked to the site. They can't leave, and Dennis, he makes the most of that. Takes down Hadji, and well, Scream has no chance against him. Well played by the M from NiP, not looking hesitant for a second.
They will take the lead once again. NiP, 11 rounds. Envy 10. Might be seeing the full 30 rounds here, Lauren. Not much separating these 2 teams, I'm afraid. As we'll see ourselves finding Kirishima at $3,000. Hadji a very similar amount. They could take an eco here. Don't have to go all in. I mean, they could just go for a partial buy. We'll see, though. They might just want to be stealing the momentum right back and forcing in. We'll have a look.
Henry, do you sense overtime?
Not just yet.
Not yet.
No, I feel like NiP are going to stabilize. They had a bit of an upset, losing the second round force buy, but I feel like once they get established, like they have now, where they win this round, I think it'd be pretty smooth sailing for the Ninjas here.
All right, well, there's still threats. There's still this round, and they're playing what looks like retake on 8 at the moment. So it could be a bomb plant coming out for Envy. Flash goes in, and they do indeed play out. Out towards Forklift. Get Right knows it's going to hopefully make that call come through. This damage, though, is looking dangerous, but Dennis is there, forever trying to keep this together. Scream gets a bit of a tag, but he also gets a kill, and now we're down to a 3v3. Bomb plant should be had any time now.
Oh, that nade. How did it not kill Scream? Goes down to
alive?
3 HP. That's mad. It seemed like it landed on him. He was such low HP already. If he gets a kill at this point, I'll be very impressed. Trying to get that one tap towards the truck. Will it be enough? Doesn't seem like it just yet. And certainly on the back foot, EnVyUs is scrabbling around for kills. Anything they can find. Rez is coming in for the backstab. He'll get the kill. And that's going to be, I'm afraid, Hadji might get one here, but not even going to find that. So, like I said, NiP starting to stabilize now. They keep 3 players alive there. Money going to be in an okay position. Actually pretty strong on a couple of the players. Rez 8k. Similar story for Dennis as well. This is the round of the sides here. If NiP can get this one cleanly, I think that should be GG. Take a tactical timeout. I assume that's EnVyUs. Indeed it is. 12-10. Remember, they were 4-0 up at one point, Envy. Is the Dennis retake. What a fantastic addition he's been to NiP. The new in-game leader, one of the strongest fraggers in Sweden. Finally, it seems like NiP have got a valuable signing. Over the last 5 years, they always seem like they're picking up the players no one else wants. You know, they have to go, well, we'll go for the younger guys. We'll try those out, rotate players in, try Makalele, try Alu. It's like keep rotating the same names back through. But now it seems like they've got a real solid platform to build upon. It's just seeming stable at least.
Absolutely. Good to see it as well. I know there's a lot of questions about if he was the right choice as well. People do tend to like to be critical about NiP. They've got a very strong-minded fan base. As Henry knows, he is part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably the leader of the group.
I've got enough merch at home to justify it. So
smothered.
they just send me everything. They just send me everything they make. So
I think I got that same care package. It's pretty cool, to be fair. I'm a fan. Just buy my love. That's all I ask. Get Right should be gifted a kill here.
That was the... I thought the decoy, though. RPK running through middle for his teammates to get set up an A. They didn't really capitalize. But good flashbang and right through the wickets. Draken will find nothing there. It looked like it was perfect, but doesn't get anything for it. They still maintain the man advantage here, but he's in a lot of trouble. Hides on the bomb side here. Kiyoshima right in front of him. Quick as ever. Draken takes him down. Bomb to be planted. That's a bit of a desperate play at this point, but that's not. Hadji double spray with the AK-47. Gets 2 kills out of that one. 3 on 3. Makes this round realistic here. Draken still alive and finding kills. That's his second of the round so far. As Get Right to kick things off. Hadji trying to take down that AWPer towards the forklift. They're taking a lot of damage in the process. Happy with him, but not to be seen just yet. He's hiding towards the highway position. Hadji does get flashed, and that should be him falling. And Happy, sure, he'll get 1 kill, but Draken's got the cross, and Happy will just do nothing but sit back and wait, and doesn't even get the kill. Draken, fantastic round of the AWP, and good teamwork as well. As soon as they knew Happy gets that 1 kill, Get Right go for the full defuse. Draken watch across, even if he missed the shots, it's still a defuse coming in. And here's Happy with the double spray down. It's actually quite nice.
Away. That was very nice.
Very good. He came from the EnVyUs Academy team, for anyone who's not aware. He was playing in the Gfinity, what's that called? Elite Series? We were both casting that. I think we saw him a couple of times there.
Yeah, it was a good player.
They were dominating there, but it's against UK teams, obviously. But he got plucked out of that.
What do you mean, Henry? Come on.
No, I don't mean anything.
Come on, you're the only person who
I'm
ever
just
gets
saying
asked
that
these questions.
none of
How
those
dare you?
UK teams exist anymore, is my point. You know, like
That's true.
It's not a single one of them does. So that's more to my point. It's not the players, it's the lineups.
Yep.
Either way, it will be round number 24 and NiP homing in on a victory. 3 players towards squeaky door for EnVyUs. They've got 3 flashbangs and a Molotov. They have to take a bit of a Hail Mary here, hoping to shut down Draken, but he's going to hit the first shot. Surely traded out, but no! Draken with the no-scope stays alive, but that's enough. His job is done. Dennis getting work done as well. 4 versus 2. If he gets 1 more kill, that should be things guaranteed at this point. So aggressive, trying to find Scream here. I think he'll go down, but no. Dennis is playing very, very well indeed. Happy 4 versus 1. Maybe once upon a time you'd think he has a chance to win these, but 1 minute remaining. At this point, it's just like he'll get 1 kill and then he'll be taken down. But you never know. Throws the Molotov and Dennis just reading him like a book, and not a very good one, I'm afraid. 4 players survive. Maximum loss bonus, but still they have to buy here. They bomb planted. It's Draken. This is why they're going for the fast approach, knowing Draken's playing quite exposed and no scope towards the quad area. Does take down RPK, and that was the killing blow of that round.
And the thing is, he's done that, I wouldn't say twice, but 2 times he's been under severe pressure at A, where he probably was maybe going to get 1 and then maybe die. Like, both times he was pressured so much by Envy, but he's actually succeeded so well in both these rounds. So very nicely done to him. And he's going to be, again, pressured quite heavily if they do go towards A. He's playing quite passively, but he's the only one dedicated towards A for now. This player on Highway, GetRight, who can help out as soon as the hit may come through. But for now, Envy, not going to go for the somewhat of the same. Bit of a different look here. The bit of a boost by B. Forest lingers through the vents. There's Keo. Only has the Deagle. A lot of utility to play with, though, so he can set the piece in motion, but again, not sure how much damage he can get done. Hadji wearing it out as well, but the bomb not really going anywhere. Envy probably going to be defaulting this out for a little while, see if they get any gifted moments to them, any sort of, I guess, hesitation or lack of focus coming out from NiP will be punished, and that's one way to punish. RPK just gets thrown into the situation. Forest completely blind, can't deal with it. And it's RPK putting on a show. Is there going to be a third? No. This time it's Dennis who wants it again. These two players. Right now, Dennis is just supreme, right? He's just reigning supreme at the moment. And now Draken needs to be, again, up to task. Turning from Flash, Molly in towards the forklift. Isolates the player on the site. And I thought that was going to hit, but no. Scream a little quicker on the trigger, and the bomb's going to go down. GetRight quickly around the back, though.
I don't think he's going to anticipate GetRight coming in this quickly. You're right. He'll come through. If Scream fires a single bullet, he will be detected. And there it is. That's the game sussed. GetRight up against Tuna. Kiyashima, great shot to take down GetRight. 1 versus 1 against Dennis, who's playing like an absolute animal right now. As the Molotov's off one position, he could even boost up and take him down. Not going to be the case just yet. Kiyashima trying to outplay him here. Good positioning so far. Walks around the bomb. It's ticking away. He's done it. He's taken down Dennis. Almost guaranteed kill now. Oh my God. I don't like to see him like that, but he does manage to get the round. Plenty of money for NiP, though, and not the same story, I'm afraid, for Envy. Lose this round, it's completely GG. It'll be match point and money reset. Kiyashima, nice work. Brilliant shot towards A main, and then couldn't quite convert it. As long as they win the round, I don't care.
Yeah,
just get the job done.
Means to an end, but Dennis is playing like a man possessed at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like you put him in any situation, he's going to come out swinging. And RPK, same can be said to him. You saw what he did at B there, the 2 kills that created all that room, all that opportunity. Draken, though, this time. Different look here, but Happy's on the other side with the AWP as well, so who gets the better of it? Happy's got the really nice angle. You can see...
Oh, he hit him. That's so unlucky.
Not a kill as well. That's...
Okay, well,
RPK's fine, though. It's fine.
Well,
RPK
they're still in
is
this one, Lauren. Like, this is actually a real difficult round in terms of the finances for NiP. Great work by RPK. That wouldn't work. That was a different era. But yeah, it's RPK and Dennis is like locking horns right now. Every single round, like who's going to come out on top? And you said Dennis had the lion's share of the kills, but they haven't crossed the finish line just yet. You can see 29 for him, 26 for RPK. As these two titans go at it. Clean sweep pretty much for Envy. And NiP, like I said, the money is it's completely in the bin. I'm going to have to take the save. Still with a firm lead, NiP, but the money is starting to become a real issue here as RPK gets better and better. Happy will save the AWP. Hadji on the Galil. And at this point, to keep 5 players alive for Envy. They need the money for all the grenades they didn't have this round. Keep 5 players alive. Sure, you've got a Galil in the mix there, but that's going to be fine. You've got Scream back on a M4. He came into this round with a CZ. Bomb will go off. And just saving whatever they can, NiP. Will have to force around these M4s. Whether they expend all their cash is yet to be seen. They might want to keep Dennis, GetRight, and Forest around the 2k mark and just get pistols on Res and Draken. Just to keep their eye on the prize. They don't have to force it out here.
No.
I would take a pause on NiP. Not going to lie to you.
Okay.
So yeah, they don't purchase anything around it. They're just going to get some upgraded pistol looks things. Not even going to buy the grenades. They know that if they start forcing now, that could be them throwing the game.
Yeah. Happy. Wow, that's a massive amount of damage. I don't know how the hell they delivered that so swiftly, but Dennis is the one to find Scream. This is huge amounts of pressure towards middle, but it's Dennis, again, in this round doing very well early on. Now, Happy's already down low, but he has the AWP, so it's not the biggest loss that he can still do, you know, somewhat of the job he's intended to with minimal impact, but already NiP with a good read, it seems, mentally into this round. I'm wondering if this is just them understanding how Envy like to go about it, but the Molotovs come in, the smokes go up, the spray comes out, but no hit to be made until then. Good damage towards Hadji, but they're still alive. Forest has to be big in this round. He needs to step up to the plate and deliver. And well, so far it's not ideal. Wow, Keo, RPK all come alive in this, and then now it's a 3v2. But look at the HP. Kyo's low, Happy's low, Hachi's low. Very, very, very likely the NiP could do something about this.
2 versus 3, you're absolutely right, but they have not got kits here. Rez
No
and
armor.
Draken, yeah, this is going to be a real struggle for both sides. Everyone's low.
What?
Oh my goodness.
No, no, no.
Okay, that's fine, we're back. 2 on 2, and now 2 versus 1. As we'll see whether Rez can get anything done here. Gets one more, the bomb's badly planted. He knows he can win this one. He does it. I don't think he's got enough time. Yep, that's it. Great play from Happy, all things considered. Oof. And they'll have to save the AWP. But that's fine. Remember, NiP did not force into this round. They can't quite win it. Happy knows that Molotov's successful. He's going to win the round. And there it is. It will be Envy to take it away. Still within a chance of winning it. They've got plenty of money on that side. Oof. Dennis will have the M4. Draken throwing the AWP. Gives back an M4 in return. My goodness. On a knife's edge. Now overtime does come into the conversation, Lauren.
Okay, well, as you said, Henry. Oh, we're going OT.
Yeah.
You call it right now, because so far you've been pretty good on track record, so...
I would say...
Are you feeling it?
I don't think so. I think NiP will win this round and close it
okay.
out. But...
He's not certain. He's not certain. Okay.
I would say no, though. I'm not getting the feeling.
Okay, the Henry G feeling. Get right. Prowling over by A. There are actually almost all the players from Envy here. They could be going for a quick hit towards A on this one. I'm wondering what the springboard will be for this, for them to start winding this up. Smoke comes out from Kyo from the back. Flash being lined up here from Get Right. A lovely little piece. And now Draken gets himself over there quickly, peeking towards door. But it's a little delayed. They're taking their time on this one. They want to make sure they're not getting caught on the flashes. But Get Right in the meantime tried to capitalize on the timing, but only found one in the end. Hachi and Happy wants to get the job done just that bit better. And now a 4v3 begins. The tag towards Scream is good, but it's not good enough. The bomb will be planted now. Kyo prepares himself towards Forklift as Draken goes in. Doesn't see the head, could not adjust in time. Kyo stems what looked like a retake building. Rez now with Forrest, can't get past him either. He will be the immovable object as Forrest does break in finally. By this point, though, it's a 1v3. Make it a 1v2. Forrest, what can you do here? 10 bullets, not much left in the clip, and there we go. Happy gets the job done, and it is looking
grim. I would say.
I was saying OT, but yeah, Grim's good. Grim's good. Grim works. I was up at 4 this morning.
Yeah, I was doing 6 a.m. I was just thinking about that.
It's horrible when you start realizing the hours. It's like, oh.
But oh my god, they force sport. I guess at this one, like in Pro League, the problem is playing for overtime doesn't really work out for you because you're not going to get the 3 points, right? You won the 3 points, and you might as well try and close it out now. This is such a ballsy call from NiP.
Oh, you spicy meatballs.
So you're going to boost Forrest at their only rifle. It's such a common thing. We went out of fashion. Like, no one was checking it for like a year because it was so obvious.
Yeah.
But now it's come full circle and no one's checking it, so people are starting to do it again. It's one of those weird things in CS. I'm trying to think of another example of that. Things people are doing for so long, but it's just like, oh, you know what? That still can be a thing. Mm-hmm. I'll get back to you. I did have a few examples in my head, but I can't think of any more. There it is.
Well, there it is. Happy and Scream well aware of what's going on here. NiP putting all of what they could into that round, trying to win it out. They are playing for the victory, and at the moment, it's RPK, it's Scream, it's Happy, all coming into the matter and having absolutely none of what they're trying to peddle to them. So Draken and Get Right left to kind of watch the ruins of this round.
Absolutely. Well. Oh, 29, not looking too good for NiP. Team Envy, clean sweep, and Lauren, this could be everything. There, look, can you just bring up the scoreboard after this kill, please? See all the loss bonus on. It's one of the things in GUIs you don't really have that still, I think, could have removed the scoreboard being a thing. We can have, like, win streak and loss streak on either side. You can kind
so you
of,
can
like...
just instantly see,
then I don't need to ask the scoreboard ever again. Because the GUI is perfect apart from that. No one's implemented that. So that's one thing I'm going to set as a challenge to anyone listening. Get that implemented. It's definitely enough space. You could just even do it beneath their names up there.
Yeah.
Little logos.
Real simple. That'd be lovely, actually.
Just to illustrate what they're on. Just kind of sort of stops me having to guess and explain it, you know, yeah.
Actually, that's a really good idea. You know what, Henry?
Yeah, we'll authorize that one.
I'll get on the phone.
You speak to the right people.
I'll get it done. I'll get it done for you. That's a very good idea. Surprised that no one thought of that.
Last came the closest to it. They had, when a team got 5 rounds in a row, they'd be set on fire. Their graphic would be all the players would be on fire. So there's like it was
like a game
showing
show.
they've won 5 in a row.
Okay.
They're on fire. That's the closest, but that was more of like a
it's just
novelty.
a gimmicky sort of thing rather than... Okay.
So
Well,
I'd like to see that.
You know what, Henry? I'll get it done. I'll be on the blower. Business meetings about UI. But this game's not over yet. This is where OT becomes
A
the
real
threat.
possibility.
It's when NiP start getting a little worried, obviously, and EnVy need to close out strong. But RPK has been one of the swing factors here. He can be huge in this matter. Flash comes in, fully blind, as is Happy, so they're very vulnerable for a second or two.
Wow, yeah, he's brave to sit in that corner with no smoke, but he gets away with it. And B-bomb site, at least for now, is open. There's only one player towards Heaven. There's a rotation from Forest to get him towards CT spawn. Scream, the one-tap King, looking to get it done with the AK. He's got such a huge weaponry advantage here, knowing that the money is going to be so hamstrung for the CTs. Draken has the AWP, but look at the lack of grenades. Nothing at all. RPK gets the first shot. No idea why that looks so awkward. No context given, I guess, at the very start. And that's another guaranteed kill for Scream. Not the cleanest. Not his best work, I have to say, but he gets one kill at least. Dennis coming from the vent, 3 versus 2. Draken on the AWP, not great for the retake as the bomb goes down. They've not got a kit between them. There are kits available on the map. This could be it. Team EnVyUs homing in on a victory here on Cash. No one was really believing, and they really do have to go for it now. They don't really have much information. No grenades, an AWP on the retake. Draken just has to have some high-flying antics here as he comes in from Heaven. Both of them, in fact, coming from this position. Hadji can challenge for one, just trying to make things uncomfortable. They'll drop down. Now it's just one. Dennis can't do it, and it will be 16-14. Who would have thought, in favor of EnVy? They have done it, and it will be NiP. It was looking so promising for them throughout that entire second half before, well, they've lost the second round force, but they
Dennis came
stabilized.
into it.
Yeah, he was looking fantastic, but RPK went one step further and picks him up on much-needed victory. I don't think they still will make it to the finals. I think they're very bottom right now, but still fighting against relegation, right? And that's great news for NiP. Right, terrible news for them. Great news for EnVyUs as they managed to take down FaZe on this map, like I said earlier, and they've done it against NiP. Still one more map to go, but great start. We'll take a break and come back to the analyst desk.
Incendiary out.